English Defence League, headed by Tommy Robinson. Oh, he'd left them at that time because he's off to get some more.
Oh, Tommy.
Back in 2013.
Oh, Tommy Robinson.
I don't know if any of you were there on the Friday side, but we turned out, and because of that, since then, people haven't shown from the far right, haven't shown their faces. I think it's a great shame.
Haven't shown their faces, the far right. There's the far right. You won't show its face.
Twist our side, when there's women and children, and yet you say you can't protect women and children. Absolutely outrageous. Real thing to say.
There's the far right. There's far right. He said the far right don't show their faces. They must be far right.
Don't show our faces. Why does the left-wing extremists have face diapers on?
Back to the 1970s.
You let the burger in because he's equal. You're a nut, history.
You're the one who stood next to the man with a conviction for sexual harassment.
And he was convicted and he paid his penalty. But you people said you're bringing over and escaping all that because they're
It's just talking rubbish, mate. It's just verbal diarrhea.
Maybe you want to get a tin diaper on as well, mate. Might catch that. Well, please, do you like the music? That's what it is. The war is reviewed off and the government.
Sit there repeating the same things. You've got the Tory party.
The Tory party is I was welcome this year that back with my heart. The pink lady, no more immigrants, no more violence of your
We can't hear you.
The people with the least power in our society. I will stand with anybody who wants to fight for better services.
If they got £5,000, they haven't got nothing. If they got £5,000 for an illegal thingy ride, then they're not poor.
We are the majority, they are the minority.
Every party welcome here. Refugees are welcome here. The fascists on that side. Refugees are welcome here. 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 Say it loud, say it clear.
Refugees are welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Refugees are welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Refugees are welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Refugees are welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Refugees are welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear.
I know.
Say it loud,
Every time I put the camera on there, what?
Refugees are welcome here.
Anti-fascist, 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 anti-fascist. After a week,
What's that symbol on the back of his coat?
The rebellion one?
Yeah.
The one that looks like an egg timer?
Oh, the one that walked over
The
there.
one with the goggles on?
Yeah.
Them and Jack. Thinking rebellion.
Anti-fascist! 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 Refugees are welcome here! Refugees are welcome here! Refugees are welcome here!
Stop the boat, stop the boat.
Refugees are welcome here!
Stop the boat, stop the boat.
Refugees are welcome here! Refugees are welcome here!
Mass little cowards.
Refugees are welcome here!
Illegal immigrants.
Refugees are welcome here! Refugees are welcome here! Refugees are welcome here!
Illegal immigrants. Refugees are under attack.
Stand up, fight back!
Refugees are under attack.
Stand up, fight back!
Illegal immigrants.
Stand up, fight back!
The socialist bloc of
Stand up, fight back!
refugees are under attack.
Stand up, fight back! Anti-fascist!
The anti-fascist from here.
Anti-fascist!
From the hotel.
Anti-fascist! Anti-fascist!
Get the criminals out of the
Anti-fascist! 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 Anti-fascist!
No, they've gone quiet. They got nothing to say for once.
Tell me something, Dutch. Who let you into the country? You speak really good English. Obviously a talented language, right?
But it chaps you up, so that's
Your
good.
German accent very clearly. So how about it, Dutch? What are you doing in this country? Who let you in? And maybe that's why your side hates German music.
I fought for this country. I'm British. You don't know what you're talking about.
Stood against Nazis. So how come you're waving a Union Jack when you're a German and you're saying the same things that the Nazis and America said?
Your side lost in 1945 and you'll lose again.
To Russia,
The
Berlin,
fascists lost in
and every country.
1945.
You're still here?
We are the Democrats. fascists. You are the masked ones. You're the ones that get paid. You're the ones who excuse criminals. That's the mistake you're making. Pointing that into your head.
Yellow ponies. All stick together. Look at the yellow ponies all in a row. All in a row.
Can you hear the fascist sick? I can't hear a fucking thing.
Can you hear the fascist sick? I can't hear a fucking thing.
Can you hear the fascist sick?
I can't hear a fucking thing.
Can you hear the fascist sick?
I can't hear a fucking thing.
You're bloody fascist sick.
Refugees are welcome here. Say it loud. Say it clear. Refugees are welcome here.
Stop the ball. Say it clear.
Refugees are welcome here.
Say it loud. Stop criminals coming
Refugees
in.
are welcome here.
Stop the ball.
Refugees are
Stop the
welcome
ball. Say it loud. Stop
Refugees are welcome here.
Stop the ball.
Refugees are welcome here. Refugees are welcome here. Anti-fascist. 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 Refugees are welcome here. Refugees are welcome here. Refugees are welcome here.
Right, Exeter. The pink ladies say so. All you men can say what you want, but the pink ladies are here on a peaceful demonstration. None of them are actually masked up. None of them are masked
Being a
up.
lady, a pink lady, does not mean you're not racist.
You don't even know what racist is, my friend.
I should thank you two. You could probably write a large book on it. Or maybe not.
Why
Say it loud, say it clear. Refugees are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Refugees are welcome here. Say it loud,
No one
say it
joining
clear.
in with him.
Refugees are welcome
They're
here.
even laughing at him. I'm just saying that he's on the megaphone and none of them are joining in with him.
Yeah. Because he's talking gibberish.
Yeah. Practice your English, mate. Yeah, you're going on about other people, eh? Honestly.
It was good enough to fight for the country, mate.
Was it? Did you fight for the country?
Unlike you, yes.
Which side?
The right side, obviously, there's only one country, which is England, Great Britain.
Countries all over the world, don't you know that?
I know most of the things that you haven't got a clue about, mate. I know that you're little fascists and communists. The two are interchangeable. There is you little people with the masks on. Pathetic. And all of you are getting paid at the end of the day.
Oh,
Apart
absolutely.
from
We're rolling
a
in it.
couple.
Absolutely rolling in it.
John, you stood next to someone who's a signed up fascist.
Cool. Racist. Racist. Racist to white people. Racist to white people. I am. I just told you you're racist to white people.
Hey, stop.
You're a
It's
cop.
quite harder, Nigel.
You are.
That's right.
Oh, very clever.
Yeah.
Very clever.
Yeah.
That's the kind of man it is.
Cock muncher.
Abused quite quickly.
You're taking up your butthole.
With a passport.
Hey, you're taking up your butthole.
It's legal to claim asylum. Everyone here is legal.
It is illegal.
Oi, you're taking up your butthole.
You do not understand.
Prick.
Repeating lies don't make it true. You do not understand.
One of your own side just told me that they came over the women on boats and they were drenched when they were hit. Now last time I checked, that wasn't bloody legal.
It's legal to claim asylum. It's legal to claim asylum however you come into the UK.
Under the Immigration Act 1971, Section 24, it is a criminal offence to knowingly enter or remain in the country without authorization.
If you didn't apply for asylum, you might have a little point, Nigel, but you don't.
Or without a valid ETA. The Nationality Borders Act 2022 has further strengthened these provisions with a maximum sentence of 5 years. So there you go. You are illegal.
Are you really saying that the women and
Why
children
don't you ask the police here to explain the law to you?
I'm not saying the women in there.
What about the men in there?
There was men in there because I've seen them.
Yeah, what about the men? What about the men in there? What about the men in there?
You won't say anything. Even I'm wrong.
I'm videoing in a minute.
I am a socialist and I am proud to be a socialist
You're a communist and you're proud to be a communist.
because
Hitler
we
was a
fight
socialist.
working people.
Hitler was a socialist, did you know that?
And you're a conservative who's
Can you possibly
fantastic.
dress back?
Someone
Can you dress back to where you belong? On the side of the fascists, rather than closer and closer.
Fascist still on your side.
Hello, my little socialist worker friend. How is the revolution going?
A socialist, but Hitler was a socialist.
National Socialist Workers' Party, probably.
This is what,
But they can't spell.
When you change the word, the letters in the word, the meaning of the word changes, Dutch. Do you know that? When you change the letters in a word, the meaning of the word changes, Dutch. I don't know if you've got that, but rewriting the name of the organisation, changing the words, it's simple. You should do it in English, learn that.
I know what the socialists stand for. I know that there's no difference between the Fabians that most of your leaders belong to and the communists. But that's got nothing to do with these ladies here who simply want to be safe from the people
Is Hitler a
you want to bring
socialist?
into the country.
If you were British, you would know one of the first things about political life here, which is that the Fabians are a non-revolutionary group. Fabians were set up to be against the revolutionary socialists.
I know more about them than you do. And considering
So why don't you
Keir Starmer,
Russia, where you
the one who's taking all the freebies going, said the Fabians are an effigy society.
I've put it to you several times today.
I put it to
Have
you
got one
several times
iota
today.
of evidence
I sound
that
like
anyone
a
in
woman
there
with a
has
high-pitched
harmed anybody in
voice.
Exeter. And you said you've got no evidence. And that's a question you can't answer. You can't answer that question.
That one. This one ain't
You have to resort to lies.
Alright, you want to know? I have just been told by your own side that there were women in there that arrived on boats that were drenched, okay? That they arrived on boats. That is illegal. So they've done something wrong. They have done something wrong, haven't they?
That was not right.
They've done something wrong. You wanted an example? I've given you an example. You wanted an example? You've got one.
Read the law. Obey the law. Arrest them. Deport them. That's the law.
You got evidence that any of them.
It's a bit livelier today, ain't it?
No, rubbish.
all this talk about
As I said to you, a lot more people is going to turn up on our side as well today. Every week it's been growing and growing, so yeah.
Backwards, there was a break where the videos came out.
and there's something in the videos and all the recordings not copyright compliant from that.
The people over there are talking about the law. We need to be very clear where international law about refugees came from. It came from the concentration camps because the Allied countries
doesn't allow you to
like
rape
Britain
people. It doesn't allow you to molest
America
people. It doesn't allow you to bring in child molesters. Doesn't allow you to bring in spies.
Concentration camps, and they couldn't explain why Jewish people who were fleeing the Nazis weren't allowed into Britain
but all
and other
police dogs are
European
banned
countries.
because they're dangerous.
So actually,
Illegal immigrants are dangerous,
international
and
law
therefore,
we have
even if
now
they haven't
about
done something,
refugees
they will
is
probably in
designed
the
to
future
protect
do
people
so. These
from
ladies don't
persecution.
seem to
It's
find out.
designed to protect
You
people
cannot say
from another
that every
Holocaust.
bully is dangerous,
actually,
but we ban them.
What you are doing
are banned
is
under
saying
law.
international law shouldn't exist. People have a right to claim asylum in the country that they want to. What this country should do is have safe routes so that people can claim asylum and don't have to risk their lives coming over on the boats. You people are inhuman. You want to send overseas.
Mr. Security Guard just came out.
And then
with masks on.
as a result of British and American policy.
There he goes back in again.
Coming over here. Why don't you think about the people in there and what they've suffered? Nobody goes on a boat and risks their lives.
They are well
Unless they have good cause.
men, leaving their women behind. That's who they are.
They come over for a 4-star hotel. Food and every single day. The beds are sleeping every night.
It's a government
And then you
decision.
go with it. What about the people over here that fuck all? You moron.
The Tories. We think that people coming here and seeking asylum should be allowed to work here. Why not integrate into the community?
Because the majority of us don't want it.
That's not
We want
true.
them arrested, deported. That's what we want. Stop the boat, arrest and deport them.
Whereas not, you look like the minority. I can do that.
We will still have
I'm happy you lot ain't got a job. You just pay to come here, that's all.
That's a ridiculous
Mr. Racist gets proper angry, he does.
We have commitments on our side. We have
Yeah.
even the rights of all people. That's why we're here. You people have millionaires behind you.
There he is hiding himself behind the police officer.
The millionaires. You don't care, no. You like the money, don't you? You like
We don't get paid.
the
We're
millionaires.
here in the peaceful protest. So they should get paid.
Pointless exercise. Why are you here?
Because the women of Exeter deserve safety. And I live in Exeter, and I fought for this country, so therefore I'm on the side of the women that need safety.
In their own
All of them.
That is where the majority of abuse happens.
Again, you're muddling up statistics, my friend. Thinking that the children here can make a difference. With 1 million, that's not the case. That's not the case, my friend.
Apparently no men in the hotel.
Your sign isn't working.
You can have it back or just screw it up so you can have it back. Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, hide your face.
How do you feel now?
You got had.
You're
Pull with your mask on. Come over and talk to the video. He's holding the sign. I know you're not worried about what's on the sign.
That's why I videoed it.
Do you want to speak to the lady?
I don't want to speak to her. She wouldn't speak to me anyway. She'd have to take her mask off so I can understand her.
They've all got signs up saying about Nigel, you know what I mean? Mind you, I'm glad they actually blacked out his address. I will give them that.
They blacked out what?
They blacked out your address.
Oh.
They only put like you live in Biddington, so at least they haven't doxed you.
That's because they still think I lived where I was living.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah.
If you want to have a lady, I'll get I've already spoken to the mask guy about the magic competition. I can't answer for two because I don't live Nigel and I don't know every Nigel strike, you know what I mean? If you want to have a debate with her, that's why we're here, but it didn't help that. Get ripped up.
Tell you a little story about that. Yeah, my wife is epileptic. One day she fell over, had a seizure and all that, and she smashed up her face. We used to live next door to a naughty boys' school.
Yeah.
And my wife would go out and they'd be going to her, oh, you fucking ugly pig, you fucking look at you. And I'd say to the teacher, can you not stop this, please? Because obviously it's not nice.
Yeah.
And then she goes, I can't. I go, but why can't you stop it?
Yeah,
she goes,
say something.
we're not allowed to touch and we're not allowed to tell them not to do stuff.
Yeah.
In the end, I got angry one day.
Yeah, which you would.
Yeah, and I went out there and goes,
Like I just did.
can you just fucking stop all of this shit
Yeah.
with my fucking wife?
Yeah, yeah.
She reported me to the police.
Yeah.
And this is what they've found
They're
online.
fucking vile, aren't they? They're fucking vile.
At the end of the day,
It's not being funny, but even if there was more to it, your name's Nigel, innit?
Yeah.
You paid your price, whatever happened, it doesn't matter.
Madam, please come with me. Can we have a shot over here? Was 10 years ago. So tell Nigel if you don't want to do that, but you have to give me your details. You're not going to do that. The minimum that's expected of the police is that we at least make a record of it. And if you try and take the sign off,
I didn't try and take it. I screwed it up. I gave it back.
So I have to investigate.
I'm not giving you my details.
Okay, I have to
You have to
investigate.
arrest me, that's
Yeah, I know. My duty is this, to investigate the attempted theft.
Well, you saw it because I didn't attempt the fit. I gave it straight back. So you must have seen that. So I am not giving my details.
Okay, understood.
I screwed it up and I let it go. She got it straight back. There's no theft here.
Sergeant. Right, so no details.
Yeah, she is correct. She didn't actually steal it. She did hand it
I
back.
screwed it up. I passed it back. I didn't take it.
For clarity, we're investigating. It's either an attempt theft or a criminal damage.
It's not criminal damage. It's a piece of paper.
All right, so that's what we're investigating.
Yeah.
Right. The public expectation of the police, at the minimum, is that we at least ask you for your details, because we have to consider what's expected of us. It's in the public interest is that we at least record the crime.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you're going to be in any trouble.
No.
It just means we at least record
Who's
the
that,
crime.
your mother?
It's all I
No.
It's not a
from you.
crime though.
It is.
It's not. She shoved
Okay,
that piece of
so-
paper. When I was stood over there,
Yeah.
the other one shoved the piece of paper in my face.
Or it's a common assault. So
So
I'm
that's
gonna
I want
investigate
her investigated for common assault. She shoved
So-
a piece of paper in my face.
that. I'll drop you over one thing about that, and it has to start with some cooperation from you as well.
Why not giving you my details?
Okay, I
You have
understand.
to arrest me.
Okay,
Arrest me.
just wait there then. In that case, just stand there.
I was going back to my group.
We'll come and see you in a minute. We know where you are. Yeah.
be arrested for screwing up a bit of paper.
How ridiculous is that?
What an unproductive time without the taxpayers' money over a bit of paper.
There's a lot more of you lot here today. I'm just saying there's a lot more of you lot here today than normal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've not been up here before, so...
You haven't been up here before, no? No. I was speaking to one of the local police officers in Bideford, and he said he's on call for coming up here and all that, like something goes on and that.
Which with the police, make sure it's all peaceful.
That's it. Are you local to Exeter then, the police officers? No. How far have you travelled to then? Oh yeah, yeah. That's it.
You say you was on the police, you've been attacked with the newspaper, and you'd be able to defend it.
You're not actually obliged to give me details, especially if it's on your camera. Even though I would have blocked your details out anyway. So I don't believe in putting people's personal details online, that's for
Was this the bus coming in to pick up a load of the lefties again, or what's going to go on?
I look very impressed. Mr. Bushboy, the book looks very impressed. He's bringing more migrants. I mean, lefties are actually taking them away.
And appeasers of criminals.
Security again.
It was nice meeting you. Although you don't know arguments, you don't know the law, you don't know the difference between fascists, communists, socialists, you don't know who actually won the Second World War. Because you know, I'm on a little antifa friends who are too cowardly to show their faces. That's all I can say about you. And let's finish off with stop the move! 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 Deporting immigrants! Close the house of Exodus! Close the house of
gave me a good opportunity and a good foundation base to actually do some research. Now, one of the things he showed me was a picture of somebody who was ran over by a tank. He told me he was bound up and ran over by a tank. Now, if you're going to tie somebody up with cable ties, they'll either be tied up like with their hands like that or around the back like that. And then if you run them over with a tank, both their arms will be demolished. You agree with that? Well, this body was on the floor with its arm like that, and it had a cable tie around its wrist, like a bracelet.
Around their wrist.
Huh?
Around their wrist.
Yeah, around the body. So the body was like mashed. So he showed me the real picture. The body was mashed potato. Clearly had been run over by a tracked vehicle. I'm not saying it was a tank or a bulldozer or a digger. I don't know what ran it over because I didn't see anything. But it was ran over by a tracked vehicle. Right? So anyway, I went and looked into this when I got home. I went online and I actually saw footage of the Israelis actually running over Palestinians with tanks.
The Israelis are walking towards
You alright? Yeah, all good. I'm glad their music stopped. You were doing my Ed Knight and stood there beside it.
No, the people here to blame are a few thousand refugees who've arrived on our shores. And particularly, they're responsible for crime. And they're responsible for crime, including all the women and children in here. Some of whom have been sexually assaulted and are being supported by death and rape crisis.
Yeah, well, I do find it a bit suspicious that particular article that the man I was speaking to, the man I spoke to, he was a doctor, and he was actually from the Middle East, so he did know what he was talking about, which was good. And I had a very interesting conversation with this man. That, I mean, a lot of his receipts were blurred off, and you couldn't really see what was going on. But the one that had been ran over by the tank, the reason why I'm a bit suspicious with it is because he had a cable tie around his wrist, like a bracelet. If you're going to tie somebody up and run them over with a tank, you ain't going to put a cable tie around their wrist like a bracelet. You're going to tie their hands together. And I mean, as I've told you, I am a plant driver. I drive machines, so I know what sort of damage these machines will actually do to humans. Huh? No, only from what people told me. But, you know what I mean? Like, but not being funny or anything, but this guy was actually tied up and would be demolished. You wouldn't be able to see that. But I think the picture more looked like he was either walking along the side of the road and someone ran him over, or he was already dead and someone ran him over. But I actually, as I said, I actually looked into it, and I did actually find out that the Israelis do run them over with the tanks, but they're not usually tied up, they're normally running away. I also watched an interview with a Palestinian lady, and she said that she was a farmer and they grow food, and then she goes on to say that my husband, my father, my father-in-law, my brother got ran over a line or something underlined to that. Now, the issue I get with translating things is dialect. The way we word things and say things can be differently to the way a different country would word things and say things. And that's the only small issue, so you've got to try and work out the dialect. But quite frankly, what I think she was trying to say is that the Israelis come to her farm and ran over her family.
Yeah, did you know they have a specialised bulldozer? Israel put money into making a specialised bulldozer.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen the pictures of this.
Yeah. But they use those just to demolish their houses.
Well,
They run them over by the window.
the thing is, before I went down to this Palestine group, I was expecting them to be a bit nasty to me. I was expecting them to be a racist, this, that and the other. I mean, I see online a lot of the time as well, people try and pay an interest in it, and they're just called fascist, pushed away, called racist, this, that and the other. And then another thing I see as well is you lot holding up propaganda, and when we actually validate the pictures, it's actually from a different war, or it's a diseased baby, or something under the lines of that. But the problem with the Palestine war that I'm finding is there's a lot of propaganda with it, and a lot of truth with it, and it's hard to distinguish the truth in it. But me personally, I would only believe what comes from an actual Palestinian himself. I wouldn't believe that comes from Tom, Dick and Harry.
It's big money, gets you a lot. So, Israel's got a lot. They release propaganda out there.
Yeah, I know. Well, same with this country. This country releases propaganda all the time.
We just brought in, about Palestine Action.
Well, apart from the lunacy of Dutch claiming that we're being paid to attend to,
yeah, but how many of you lot have got Palestine badges on and this, that and the other? The problem is, Palestine Action, when it's spray paint in one of our military jets.
Is that terrorism?
I wouldn't class that as terrorism, I class it as vandalism. However, I would be more inclined to ask, why were these people able to get into our military places in the first place to do this? I mean, they should have been stopped straight away, searched and arrested for intent of vandalising. But then on the other hand, what you've gone and done is vandalised a plane that could be potentially dropping off food parcels for the Palestinians, which they do because I did see the planes dropping the food parcels off as well.
That could be propaganda.
No, it's not. It was filmed by the Palestinians. I saw the Palestinians all running towards the food parcels and everything. They were pulling clothes out, they were pulling food out.
Propaganda is
It come from a Palestine site, mate. It was all in Arabic. So I didn't translate.
Excuse me, can I ask? The others have got like the black bit on top. Why have you got a gold one?
It represents roles we do.
Yeah.
And I am a public order, public safety commander.
Yeah.
That's why mine's yellow.
Yeah.
Denotes I'm a bronze commander.
Yeah.
You'll see some in blue.
Yeah.
So some people that wear blue are tactical advisors.
Yeah.
Some people red. They are serial commanders.
Yeah.
And some people in white and they're supervisor sergeants. That type of thing.
It just shows you different rankings type of things, and so people
not
can.
necessarily the rank, it's more the role in this operation.
That's it. That's what I mean.
Why
The
are they
role
wearing blue vests and everyone else is wearing black? It
That's
just
it.
denotes a different role.
Yeah. That's it. Because they're the ones that come and talk to people, make sure it's all safe, everything's
try and facilitate everybody's needs amicably.
Yeah. All it was, I've never seen one down here before, and I saw you, and
sure
I thought,
imagine we get asked every single time.
Yeah.
What's different from them? But that's what it is.
Yeah, just the role of what you do.
Yeah.
That's it. It's interesting. When you say the bronze one, that's not a bronze one then. That's bronze. That's bronze. Yeah.
Yellow, really.
Yeah, I would have called it yellow, but you said bronze
The
one.
silver ones,
Yeah.
they're grey, they're not
it.
silver. And obviously we have gold ones, but they don't wear any epaulets because they're, our chief officer group, that type of thing.
When you say a gold one, then that would be still close to that one, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but they're more strategic oversight, strategic parameters, that type of thing, rather than the operational elements. So they don't need them because they don't wear them.
No, that's it. That's interesting.
You learned something new today.
I was going to say I learn something new every day and all that lot. Thank you.
The look of it.
Instead of what I am. I hope that there will be enough tax revenue coming
I was just asking him why he's got gold, or bronze as they call it, and you got black and all that lot.
So
the ordinary constables have a plain black epaulet with a number on it, right?
That's it.
The sergeants have got stripes with a number, and then inspectors and above don't normally wear numbers,
No,
apart from
that's right.
public order.
Yeah.
So Chief Inspector Leeds has got his 3 pips, his numbers on there,
Yeah.
and he's got, like you said, the bronze, because he's a bronze commander.
Yeah, that's right.
So the police will categorise levels of command based on the need. Gold for strategy, silver for tactical, and bronze for operational. So he's the operational lead for this event today.
It's interesting what you learn and all that, lot with the police and all that.
We're always happy to share because we want people to know how it's done. You know, we want people to know how we work.
Many of them have escaped from domestic or tribal violence, just as you are talking
I've
about.
got obviously discipline because I'm an ordinary constable. The only difference I've got is the blue vest because I'm trained to deal with a liaison, build bridges, relationship build, and to help you, them, and everyone do a peaceful protest.
I say obviously when I go up country and all that, like Paul's always there speaking to the ones in the blue vest. They're all running around like a headless chicken type of thing. But
just want to get it right and the peace is kept. That's what the public expects. And then there's a couple of other bobbies here. A couple of them have been told wear yellow, and some of them have been told not to wear yellow. So they turned up in a mixture. And then there's the hats.
Productivity is low in this country.
that's the other one, ain't it? You don't often see like your hat nowadays.
I'm not giving mine up.
Become British citizens to contribute to our
Everyone's got
country.
their peak cap in there except for me. But the inspector or above only wear peak caps. Constables and sergeants are supposed to wear these when on foot patrol.
Yeah. It's the old-fashioned hat, ain't it, that you've got on?
Yeah, makes me feel a bit old-fashioned, but I don't mind that. Maybe I'm old-fashioned. Maybe that's what I am.
That's right. I always say I'm old-fashioned anyway.
Yeah, you are.
All of this new technology and tapping your phones on things. They even do watches now and rings, don't they? Or tap your ring on them.
I'm not
about the idea of women being unsafe and talk about the idea of
like
perhaps illegal immigration. I
even get lost.
You do a bit of metalcraft,
so once again, I'm being shouted over, which is interesting because
I ain't done nothing this week, sir.
Not being heard.
I got cleanish nails.
So save our children.
I was going to have a bath this morning, but I got up a bit late and thought,
I work in a school full of wonderful children, and I work in a school full of some vulnerable children.
That's not that far, is it?
One of the things
go down the motorway and down the link road and you're there then, ain't you?
By the far right.
It's about
hour's
drive or something.
To be doing is checking
I think next week I might be in Birmingham.
Infiltrated by the hatred of the far right.
I might not be.
And they talk about save our children.
We got a meeting up there with Paul and
they are spewing at their own children, which saddens
we got all the
me
regional officers all turning up.
It's sad to be in a classroom
and Marie's,
hearing
the old lady down there with like the greyish hat on.
She's a very
she's the regional officer for South West.
Save our children.
She's the one that organises everything down here. And
was saved
as I say, there's going to be a big meeting, and because she can't drive that well,
her life was saved.
It's nice.
By
Can you
the
drive me up to
NHS, which is
Birmingham?
full of migrants.
Like, yeah, I'll take it.
Sharing's good.
And they talk about
the only thing is, I go up in a little car and it's one of these little tiny things.
A short space of time, being mansplained about how I should be feeling and how frightened I should be on the streets by refugees. My goodness me! And I can tell you, thank you, those people, matey over there who mansplained to me that I wasn't safe. Thank you. I can tell you that I am not threatened by refugees. I am threatened on a Saturday night when
well, it was going up that way just now.
Are spilling out of the pub, and I am worried about my own daughter.
I don't know what they're up to up there.
I'm certainly not frightened of the few immigrants and the few refugees in our country who are not trying for their safety.
Let's just look and see what they was up to up there.
That we have heard all afternoon about
That's it.
illegal
I must admit, I don't mind the drums.
This is the problem.
It's better than some of the music that they play in there. But now these two, they get on quite well, I think.
For the women and the children, and literally
some idiot turns up with a Nazi shirt on going, oh, look at us, I've got a Nazi shirt on. They're turning up with their ISIS flag going, look at our ISIS flag. But the problem with Palestine Action, anybody who tries to pay an interest, anybody who tries to film it, they're pushed away, they're called a racist, they're called a fascist. I don't think it's right. If you've got a point to prove, if you're out having a rally, you should be prepared to be filmed. And if you really feel passionate about what you think, you should be standing tall and talking about it, regardless to if there's a camera.
Right. Hey. You're not a big fan of me. I don't care. I don't care one bit if you're a big fan of me. Are you in a public place? I can film who I want in a public place, that's the thing. So why is it you're not a big fan of me then?
Well, just the violence.
Just the violence? What violence?
Oh, apparently you punched someone at a demo. You punched a woman at a demo.
I punched a woman at a demo?
That's what someone said, yeah. No?
Yeah. Shall I'll turn off this in a minute. Shall I tell you, you know the ones with like placards there saying about me and all that lot? My wife's epileptic, yeah? And she had a seizure and she smashed in all her face.
Yeah.
Where I used to live, we had a school next door for naughty children.
Yeah.
When we used to come out, they would be there going to my wife, "Oh, you fucking ugly bitch, look at the fucking state of you. You're a fucking mess, you are."
Yeah.
I asked the teacher, I goes, "Look, can this stop please? Because obviously we've got a shared drive, we don't want to be coming out to this every single day." And the teacher goes, "No, I can't do nothing." So we put up with it over time. Then one day it just got that much. I said to the teacher, "Look, can you just fucking stop this now? I'm fucked off with it all and all this lot." She reported me to the police, and this is what their placards are about.
Right.
When all I've done is basically said, "Can this stop please?"
Yeah.
Yeah. My wife is like,
sorry about your wife, man.
yeah. If you think about it, she had a seizure one day outside a chemist.
Yeah.
She smashed out her 3 front teeth and all that lot.
Yeah.
Now she's got false teeth through no fault of her own.
Yeah.
So, do you see where it came from, type of thing?
Where it came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is. I'm not ashamed to tell no one. There's 2 sides to every story.
Yeah.
And the papers obviously put one side out. Mr. Murphy, rah rah rah. He done this. He got to court and all that lot. Well, but after that day, when it happened, one of the boys who was picking on us, he turned round and he came up and apologised to us. He goes, "I'm sorry about that." He goes, "I really was being stupid." From that day onwards, anybody that said anything to my wife, he would turn round to them and go, "Leave them alone, they're my friends."
Yeah, well, that's good. It's good to hear.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I'm not a violent person. I'm not a woman abuser as they're trying to make me out to be. I'm just a normal, everyday person who one day lost my temper because of all these kids screaming and shouting at us, giving us abuse. They used to come into our garden.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and we'd be saying to the teachers, "Can you get them out?" And they'd be there shouting and screaming at us. We'd be in bed, we'd wake up in the morning, you could look out of the window, and there would be a couple of kids down there, a couple of boys, all shouting abuse at us and all that.
Sorry for joining us.
Yeah.
I was just wondering what you guys were talking about.
Just talking about, obviously, their placards and all that lot about me. I just explaining to him because he goes, "Oh, I don't like you, you're violent and all that lot." Apparently, I punched someone in a whatever in a rally and all that. I was explaining my wife suffers with epileptic seizures. So you're out and about, she has a seizure, she goes to the floor, and she smashed in all the side of her face and all that, like black eye, all her cheek all scratched, everything, all damaged. Next door to me was a school for naughty boys, whatever you want to call them nowadays, the correct term. But these boys would be there giving my wife abuse, calling her an ugly bitch, you ugly slag, you look at you fucking mess you are. And I said to the teacher one day, I goes, oh, is it possible you can calm this down, stop the kids from doing it? As we've got a shared entrance, we've always got to come out in front of your children. Teacher was like, I can't, we ain't allowed to tell them that they can't do anything. Even if they kick off with the teachers, the teachers aren't allowed to do anything. They've got to accept it, that they're being hit and stuff. In the end, one day I lost my temper, went out there and goes, look, can this fucking stop? I've had a fucking enough of it. You're fucking allowing it. Didn't touch anyone. Gave a bit of verbal abuse. And now obviously the papers have shown one side of the story.
Right.
Yeah. If you've got a wife and a family, would you like a bunch of boys constantly going at her, calling her an ugly slag, everything like that? Eh?
Yeah, of course. I mean, no one would want that, right?
Yeah. To which, if he's actually came up to me and asked me, I'm happy enough to tell anybody my side of the story of it. Did that make me a bad man for having to go at a teacher for allowing the kids to keep going at us?
Sure.
It doesn't really, does it?
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't holding one of the signs. I don't.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Before or whatever.
Yeah.
What's the point there? Like, you know, you're here on this right side, you know, and you're very much against the boats coming in and immigrants and all that. You know. Now, personally, I see it as kind of like a charged anger brought on by billionaires who don't want to pay tax. Now, you see it as they are paying tax and we're just giving it all to the immigrants.
Not really. I've actually come down here without siding on any side type of thing at the moment.
Right.
I do a lot for Britain First.
Yeah.
I'm like Paul Golden's bodyguard, all that type of thing.
I think my dad was a member for a little while.
I am not here.
He turned around to me once.
As a political thing.
He turned around to me because I was talking about socialism, and he turned around to me and he said, "Socialism sounds good. You know, the only issue is you know, there's no racism." And I thought, the fuck? And I said to him, "You're a National Socialist then?" You know, my dad turns out he's a National Socialist. You know.
Is it?
Yeah, it's crazy to me. But obviously, it's something that you probably believe yourself as well. Is we need socialism for one white group.
I look at it to put, instead of putting people in the hotels and all that lot, put our English people first for once. When I say English people, any colour, it doesn't matter what colour you are. If you're English still, aren't you? Yeah. You could be a Chinese English person. You could be born here Chinese. In Britain First, we've actually got members to which are coloured and everything. We've got Polish members. We've got all types.
It makes sense, Polish members. I mean, in that country, I had a Polish mate. I asked him why he left Poland. He said it's been very fucking racist. You know, so it does make sense on why Polish people.
Well, the Polish country, or Poland itself, the economy's got a lot better in Poland now. That's why a lot of the Polish are now going back there, because over in Poland they don't get taxed as much in this country. They're building work. There's building work.
What's your name anyway?
For them, so a lot of them have gone back to Poland because of that reason.
Are you local to Exeter as well then?
I mean, someone was saying to me the other day that we kicked the Polish out by leaving the EU. We never did.
Obviously not.
The Polish
not
actually
British
have a separate deal with us.
I was going to say, I wasn't British originally. I was Irish.
The reason why the Polish went home
My great granddad.
Building work over there, and
he was called Murphy.
If a Polish man's living here,
and he came over to England to get work because there wasn't no work in Ireland and all that. Like, there was no food, nothing type of thing. He came to England to get work, and it was back in the days. All the B&Bs, hotels had signs in the windows saying "No Irish, no blacks." So he changed his name slightly to Murphin, and from that day onwards,
say there is. You know what I mean?
he was welcome
the only really
because they didn't associate him with Irish.
I look at you lot shouting racist. I don't hear any racist remarks on these people. And who do you think we're all being racist?
Similar story.
Because all these migrants coming over, they're every colour under the sun.
Here? Like, what was the main?
They all come from different ethnic backgrounds.
Just to film it.
How can you be racist when you're different
as I say, I am.
If they were Americans coming over,
you're against illegal migrants from Ukraine coming over.
No, I'm not against anyone coming over. But what you've got to understand is we live on a small island. If you overpopulate the small island, then that means our services don't work as well.
There I am at the back of Paul Golden.
We've got to build more houses.
When I'm mayor, it's completely different. I'm not filming or nothing. I'm actually working. I'm working there as security for Paul and Ashley.
Yeah, I know,
but here,
you lot want to tax.
I actually knew this was a hotel full of women and children. And I was on the internet before the first one down here saying to people, look, hang on a minute, it's a bit unfair going to a hotel with women and children in. And I was saying people don't go.
What do most of the other people here on this side think about that? Because like this is a different situation than Epic, right?
I totally agree.
Or whatever. Are they just here not necessarily because the people in the hotel, but like to show? Or what's
some of them are proper anti. The lady down there near the end with the grey hat on, we actually came down here months ago now to actually do a demo outside for Britain First. We walked into the hotel, we spotted all the bikes, we spotted all the children, the mothers and that. We turned around and we walked away from the hotel, we just left it. It was like, well, at the end of the day, a lot of things down here, the more elderly people are more against it, I think. As I say, I'll come down here to video it, put it on YouTube.
I don't want performing, I don't know where
instead of, as you know, people say one thing, where I've just come from with the papers, they've read it, they've read what they said, I've explained it to you, and when you filter it all down, it's not as bad. People are making me out to be type of thing.
And I mean, it's situations like this. I don't know. I've spoken to a couple of folks on both sides. A couple of weeks ago, I was there. I think I saw you here too. And I spoke with another fellow who was a bus driver. He was on, I guess it was this side. He was on the anti side. But he said, he's all for keeping refugees here. He's on this bus route, but he's got an issue with like other types of immigration. It's a problem.
The more, I suppose, more male hotels would annoy me. Because obviously, as you know, as they say all the time, you read it in the papers, nothing horrible. Oh, a migrant's gone out and raped a woman, or whatever. Obviously, you hear it, you read it in the paper, you see it on the news and that. To which then, when you look at all these male hotels, with all the males in there, who are they all? What crimes have they done in their country, maybe? You don't really know. If they come over with their family, like here, I think it's a bit different. I was speaking to one of the blokes last week, and he was saying about the noise. And I said to him, but when you look at it, the little bit of noise we make, with all your drums and everything.
Screaming back and forth. I wish there was more conversation across both sides. I'm not saying there's hardliners both ways. Like neither side is all part of like one unified political line.
So where did you come from?
In America? I'm from New York originally. And I ended up, for work, I moved to Jordan. I was working with refugees in Jordan. I met my wife, she's British. And she was like, I'm moving back home, so I did the immigration stuff.
I always looked at America as being New York, all the big main places. And I've got a couple friends of mine now that live in America. and they showed me some proper beautiful pictures.
Yeah.
All the countryside and all that, like, yeah.
And it's huge. When I was younger, me and my friend, we both had motorcycles. Threw some tents on the back, and we circled the country. And it's like, it's an entire continent.
How old are you then? Because I noticed you got a bit of grey.
Yeah, I'm 32.
Oh, yeah.
Getting up there, you know.
I'm 52. That's it. I sometimes think it would be nice being here, instead of like what he's doing, jeering people over, to actually sit down and talk rationally and all that like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's, I'm not like, everyone's got different politics and stuff like that, which is fine, and I don't think you're going to bring political unity between everyone in an afternoon. But the guy I was talking to last time, I was like, we're talking about the issues of, we both felt like billionaires weren't necessarily paying their way in this country. It was a transfer of wealth. Everything's getting so expensive. It's hard to live, right? Is what we felt. And I was talking to him like, do you think like, if instead of doing this stuff, if there was like a demonstration, making our community better, resourcing our schools better, or something like that.
I am literally a full-time carer for my wife. Because my youngest daughter's off school at the moment, she's a young carer, and she knows what to do if my wife goes into a seizure and everything. And sometimes it can actually be very, very hard on me.
It's gotta be, right? Especially with someone you love so much.
That's it. She can get up in the morning and she'll turn around to me and she'll go, I'm not feeling well, I'm going back to bed for an hour. And she's in bed and she's holding onto the railings that hard that she's like, well, her hands are going all red and all that lot. And I'm saying to her, are you okay? No, I just want this seizure to come. And she can be like it for about 6 hours. Then all of a sudden I hear the roar from her scream when she goes into a seizure. Upstairs I go, there she is on the bed, having a seizure and all that. And it's hard when you look at it like it. I could leave her, get with somebody else that wouldn't give me any problems like it. But would I leave her? No. I wouldn't leave her. At the end of the day, we've been together for 22 years.
Yeah, good on you. I mean,
that's it.
It's horrible watching stuff like that, I was, this isn't here, so I can't talk about like the NHS versus the American health system. When I was back home, my dad had a heart attack. He had a full 100% blockage. We took him to the ER. He sat in the A&E for 4 hours before he was seen having a heart attack. He nearly died,
But my wife, she was up A&E in Barnstable the other day. She was sitting there, and there was an old fellow in front of her. She noticed he had a bleed for a while. She called a nurse over and it actually spat and died on the chair and all that. And when you look at it, he was in A&E, went to A&E for a problem, and they looked at it and thought, well, that's not serious enough, so you're going to be sat there for 5 hours, someone else comes in, bit serious, something, we'll get you straight in type of thing. I looked at it, kind of like neglect. They just left this ill man, which had made his way there because he knew something wasn't right.
It's such a horrible thing to see, and I mean, from my perspective, I'm like, isn't healthcare one of the most fundamental things, keeping each other as healthy and as safe as we can?
That's right.
And to see it, from my point of view at least, seems so under-resourced. It's like, it's heartbreaking. And I wish that, it seems like there's less and less resources. I have a couple friends that are nurses at RD&E, and they're like, there's just not enough time. There's not enough people.
My daughter wears braces, and we have to come to Exeter to have her seen to, have them fitted and all that lot, because down our way, there is no dentist at NHS anymore.
Yeah, they're all full, right? They'll all just turn you away if you try to make an appointment.
She went to one of them and she got turned away. She's just turned 16 and she got her first dentist, nearly 15-year-old. That's how bad it was down our way to try and get one.
It's such a shame, right? I wish, like, you know, I think these are topics that even with, like, you know, regardless of your feeling of the socialists and the communists, when I talk to them about this stuff, they both feel like, you know, yeah, our health system should be a priority for all of us, right?
That's it.
I know that the immigrant thing is, from my perspective, it's a pretty complex topic, right? A lot of people feel like this hotel's fine. Should we be storing refugees in hotels? We've been doing it since COVID lockdown, and then they stopped processing it. So all these asylum seekers, it takes forever for them to get processed. Labor isn't doing shit about it.
That's right.
So I think there's like areas to find unity, but I don't know, you show up and then everyone's just shouting at each other at megaphones, and you're like, all right, well, you know, I'll buy your newspaper, sure, you know, maybe we can work together in some other way later on. But.
He asked us, well, he asked me last week, one of them did, he goes, oh, why did you come down here? I goes, well, possibly you'd find if you lot didn't come down here, we wouldn't come down. And they turned around, their answer was back to me, well, if you lot don't come down, we won't come down.
If only we could have some sort of agreement.
Yeah.
I mean, like, at the end of the day, like, I don't think the refugees in the hotel love the huge crowds outside there. Outside, whether they're for or anti or somewhere in between.
I said, imagine what the children must be feeling in there with all the music going on, because they don't know what's what type of thing. They don't know who's on their side, who's not on their side.
Yeah, I met a couple of girls in the hotel that were coming down for a climbing club thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't speak any English. We had to speak some Arabic, right? And they're Kurdish, so they barely spoke English. Using Google Translate, and they're like, I would suspect most people in there are not, you know, native English speakers. So
that's it.
All you hear is shouting and banging. And loud music.
It goes on, well, as you know, it goes on, well, what time is it now? Nearly 3 o'clock, so it's been going on 3-4 hours type of thing. And I was watching a couple of women, they came out, and the security guard came up, and he asked the police, oh, is there any chance you can move them over? And the police, I don't know what the police said, but in the end, the 2 women turned around, and they walked back in. And I think it was because it was intimidating to walk